Whew. What an event. 328. Wowzers.
I didn't know we already started, Moss.
I mean,
it was crazy.
Sean Strickland winning? Oh, what a thunk.
We talked about it a couple times, and you picked Chimaev, correct?
I did. Let's get to it.
Okay.
Ooh.
Okay.
I picked Chimaev, and I'm wrong again.
I think this music, I feel like this is the music that was playing in Chimaev's head throughout the whole fight. As he, like, you know how Homer Simpson, how they show he just has a, when he was supposed to be in his, kill everybody, kill everybody. He seemed like he was like in Starbucks mode. Remember in the old days in Starbucks, how they used to sell those CDs? He seemed very like, I don't know who this guy was. It was almost like they killed him and cloned him. Like, he was just,
the press conference. Okay, so the whole fight week, before the fight week, Dana White was telling everyone, he was saying, this is the highest security we've ever had. This is up there with Conor and Khabib. This is the most intense situation we've ever have to dealt with. We got to split the hotel rooms. They can't even be in the same country as each other. Like all this crazy stuff, right? He's throwing this at everybody. And as this thing is escalating, as Dana's doing these interviews, and as we're getting closer, and then we have that press conference, which was complete fire. During that press conference, I said to my live chat, I said, this is fake. I told everybody, I said, I don't believe this. I think this is a work. It's hilarious. Khamzat saying I'm a terrorist. I'm going to lop your head off. Strickland saying he F's goats. The whole thing. I didn't buy into any of this, right? The thing that shocked me the most, though, was how they did the big reveal. I thought when the fight is over and done with, when they're going to embrace, they're going to blow each other, and then raise the other one's hand, and say congratulations. I thought it was like, hey, we like each other. That was all a work. These motherfuckers, they go through all this. The security's in the cage, right? The crowd's going wild. They're like, I'm going to kill each other. And then all of a sudden, out of nowhere, fist bump. I love you, bro. Right before they get a fight.
Before the fight was crazy. I couldn't believe it. And then Chimaev, I mean, I don't know. Now that I'm thinking about it, there was something about watching it in real time when you see this guy again. I kill everybody. I kill everybody. And then he's got the eyes like this. You know how he does that?
Yeah.
That crazy thing. He looks like those anime girls on TikTok. Chimaev does that. You know how he does that thing? I've never seen him. I've heard about him. But he does this weird face where he's just like a madman. He's crazy. Mm-hmm. And then he goes in there, hey, you're like just, and it's like, what would have been weirder if he would have went for the fist bump or if Strickland would have went for the fist bump? Like either way, it made no sense. Why are they doing this? Why are they ruining it before the fight?
Yeah.
Before we even get to see the carnage. It completely ruined it. So not only was it that, okay, Chimaev, and I was watching it over and over again last night because I'm working on a video for this. Chimaev went for the fist bump. Strickland went along. See, it could have been different. Let's say this could have been cool if Chimaev would have went for the fist bump and Strickland was like, hey, get out of here. And then it was like, oh, now they're even more mad because he was trying to make amends. Now we're going to see Chimaev go even more crazy because he gave him his chance. But he did the fist bump. Sean Strickland did it. And then Sean Strickland goes like this.
Yeah.
And then Chimaev's like, yeah. And he's like, we do the man dance. We do the man dance now. And he goes, yeah, man dance. So it's like, okay, so they're fist bumping. They love each other. They're bowing to each other. They agree to a dance together, all before any blows are thrown.
Right?
It just ruined the whole thing.
Yeah. It was so weird how they took the wind out of the sails right before they were about to beat each other up, right? And I was wondering. I was trying to figure out different angles on this. I'm like, okay, did they know all along that they were just trying to sell this thing? I truly did believe that there was some heat there, but I definitely think they were amplifying it for two reasons. One, I think the ticket sales weren't there. Like, I know they said they broke all the records at the gate, this and that. I think that Dana probably said to these guys, hey, this is not tracking well. I'm going to tell everyone we need all this security. Bring your A game at the press conference. Go at each other, and we'll take it from there.
Well, I think now that you mentioned it, just real quick I think they ended up filling those seats in the end.
Yeah.
I don't think it was because of the beef and the rivalry and all the stuff they were saying. I think the people in those seats were security guards that Dana White hired. So still, it didn't make them look any better.
Yeah, miraculously, like if you watch the prelims, no one was there. And then all of a sudden, miraculously, the seats get filled. Now, I know from going to events, I've seen it before, where the UFC is giving away tickets. If they don't sell out, they'll go on radio stations and whatever, and they'll say, hey, come here, we'll give away free tickets to this and that. So they have to make it look like the seats are filled. But I do think that the press conference helped tremendously, because that press conference was terrific. I loved every minute of it. I was cackling like a little kid, just laughing about, Strickland saying this and Khamzat saying that. I wonder, Khamzat Chimaev, do you think, like, if this was real, to the people that think this was real, do you think that Khamzat said, hey, if I come in as the nice guy, I'm going to throw off Strickland at the very last second? Like, he thinks I'm going to come in feral. I'm going to show respect, just to kind of say, for him to be like, wait, what? Like, I thought we hated each other. Or, I mean, that would be giving him a lot of, a little bit extra. I don't know if he's that cerebral, but maybe. I don't know. Not. Huh?
I was just going to say, I don't think he's that smart. I think a lot of people got.
Yeah.
What's that?
I said that would be crazy if that was the plan all along. Most likely not the case, but I'm just trying to figure out.
Yeah, if somebody could script that and formulate that idea as you are right now, you could imagine that a character in that position could do such a thing. Just like Strickland releasing that footage of him doing his JV wrestling, looking terrible with that dude, just to throw off Chimaev, to throw off the whole world. But anyway, yes, I could see if Chimaev did have the brain cells, I could see him doing that to Strickland, knowing that Strickland is the type of dude that would get confused by that. He's the guy that, that you could get in his head, just like Du Plessis did, made him real emotional. And Strickland admits that to us himself, because he keeps talking about how in the 5th round, Chimaev was pointing to the ground like Max Holiday, saying, come on, let's fight, let's box. And then Strickland's like, all right. And then Chimaev tricked him and went for the takedown and put him on the cage. And Strickland himself is saying, hey, he's like, that legitimately hurt my feelings. He said, that made me sad. I thought we were both like agreeing to something, like, man, I said, that's cool, let's do it. And he went and rickrolled me. That's messed up, man. I told him on the cage, that's messed up. So it's like, oh, so you're a dude that, like, he literally, while he's in there at warfare, at battle, trying to kill this dude, he got his feelings hurt because the dude didn't sting and bang the way he said he was going to. So he's exactly the kind of dude that when you go for the fist bump after all this trash talk, he's going to be be all introspective about it and think about it. So I think that's possible.
Yeah.
If Chimaev had that, capability.
It's a weird thing. And then Chimaev putting the belt around his waist and showing Strickland getting the win. I mean, the whole thing was very strange. I thought overall it was a pretty solid fight, especially when you went like first round. Chimaev did his Chimaev thing. He didn't bull rush him or anything like that, but then eventually got shown down and did what he usually does. And then in that second round, something very strange happened. Strickland wound up on top and wound up dominating Chimaev, and Chimaev looked completely gassed he looked like he was spent. And the first thing I could think of was the weight cut. Like everyone was saying, the weight cut got to him, the weight cut. He said to Dana afterwards, I want to move up a weight class. And then you have fighters coming out now saying, I don't know if it was the weight cut. Whatever it was, because he looked like he was recharged in follow-up rounds. Khamzat wound up coming back. But in that second round, something looked off. Like, it was weird. It was like, did he get gassed? And when Strickland got on top of him and Khamzat was on the bottom, like, it was something we never really seen before. It almost felt like we could put the tinfoil hat on, like this is supposed to be like this, to kind of throw everyone off. Khamzat on top. Now look at this. Strickland's on top type deal. The whole game plan of Chimaev not shooting a lot in the middle of the fight as well. Like, it's like, why are we abandoning this? Like we know that this is what he does, but he's content with taking those jabs on the way in, showing he could eat those shots and he could strike with him. why do fighters do that in championship fights when they know what their bread and butter is? Like, there's so many things that gave me questions after this fight. What would you think, like, when it was all said and done?
This is a difficult position for me to be in because at the last second, and look, everybody listening right now, I just want to apologize to everybody. I want to apologize to all the Americans out there, to all my American viewers, to all the Muslims out there, to all the Christians, to all the whites, to all the blacks. I want to apologize to everybody. I went hard this week. I went a little too hard. I'm trying to be a better man. And I was just trying to sell the streams. And I ended up saying that I was going for Chimaev because I knew that the ticket sales were bad. I knew that the stream numbers were looking bad, and I was trying to raise some conflict. But if you guys recall, weeks ago on this very show, I called it for Sean Strickland. If you go back in the history books, I called it for Sean Strickland. MOS couldn't believe it. And everybody was, coming after me for it. And at the last second, just to get some heat going, because everybody, I was equating Sean Strickland with Chris Farley from Black Sheep. Do you remember that scene? Have you ever seen Black Sheep?
Yeah.
Where he's like, you gotta fight for your right to party or to vote. And then he's like, how did he say it? He was going, oh, shoot. Remember he was saying all these quotes? Power to the people. I have a dream. And he's just like mixing all he was doing was pandering. Like, that was the message of the scene. And it felt like that's what Sean Strickland was doing the whole time. And he was getting all these people, all these Americans, all these to basically think he was something that he wasn't. And he became their avatar. And I was telling everybody that's not what he is. He doesn't even believe what he's saying. He just knows what market he's trying to get to go after this other market. And so anyway, long story short, I started pulling for Chimaev. And at the last second, just to kind of throw people off, even though my official call was Sean Strickland. And, I hope that nobody tries to give me a hard time about that and come after me. Because I'm essentially doing what your hero, Sean Strickland, did, everybody, where he came out after the fact and said, it was all just to try to sell it. I didn't mean any of it. I went too hard. I take it all back. I apologize. I didn't mean anything I said. I'm a big fraud and a phony and a fake. I basically did the same thing. So if you're mad at me, then you should also be mad at Sean Strickland. But what I'm saying is I put myself in a difficult situation because once the fight ended, everybody in the chat thinks this guy was pulling for Chimaev. But once I saw the fight play out the way that it did, I'm thinking there's two options here. Either Chimaev 100% isn't the guy that we thought he was. He's not this immortal robot machine. Or it was fake. It was a work. This dude wants to move up to 205. And this entertainment company owned by TKO Holdings, which also owns WWE, the way they operate, when you want to vacate something, when you want to go to a different promotion, when you got to move on with your life, when you're going to retire, when you're going to do whatever, you got to do what's best for the company. You got to do the company right. You got to put the guy over. And we're talking about a guy that most people are saying missed weight. So he missed weight. So now the UFC is saying, hey, bro, do you want to lose a big chunk of your earnings and win a bout that you can't even win anymore? Or do you want to do the right thing? We'll let you keep your money. You put this guy over. We'll let you move up. This is a company decision. Do you think we're going to let you embarrass us on Paramount by having a main event that has no title winner now because you're obviously going to win the title? Or what are we doing here? So I was in a position where I was saying, yeah, he lost. He got fraud checked. He's not what we thought. Or it was a work. And a lot of people think it was a work, but of course people rooting for Strickland aren't going to, because their guy won. You only say that it's a work when your guy didn't win. So there's a lot of, I'm proud to be an American right now. And, everyone, dude, I have never, and I never thought in my life I would ever have anyone call me a liberal. You know how many showers I took this weekend? I had so many people calling me a liberal because I was talking against Sean Strickland. I was like, who am I?
I think a lot of people bring everything back to politics and this and that. And the minute you just want to be a fan, they're just like, nope, it's about politics. We gotta drag you back into this dirty, either religion or politics. You got to get dragged into this. It's funny you say that because we had a controversial conversation that turned to religion. I'll get to it later, but it's just like once we start going there, it spins everything out of control, like politics, whatever. I think we have to watch these fights as fans. At the end of the day, we have to say, let's put the flag aside. Let's put religious beliefs aside, whether it's Muslim or Christian, whether it's America versus Chechnya or wherever, Switzerland or wherever the hell this guy's from. You gotta just watch it as these guys are going in a cage and they're gonna beat the shit out of each other. You brought up the weight thing, right? What do you think? Do you think he missed weight? What do you think?
Man, I'm torn on that one because there's people. I didn't attack that topic because I felt like, man, a bunch of people already did it and got to it before me, and I felt like they did it well. And I saw videos of people that were showing what they're accusing him of and how the thing was bouncing up and down, how it was moving, how they were like, yeah, okay, good, he's good, move on. And then they were showing like all the other fighters on the card. And the same thing was happening. It's bouncing up and down. It wasn't settling. It was hitting the top, hitting the bottom. Okay, move. And no one else cares about the other ones.
Yeah.
But it was a big idea because it was Chimaev, because he's had weight issues in the past, because maybe he didn't look so great. There's a whole narrative around it. So that's that part of it. To me, it was like, hey, man, you guys are being crazy. Because when you look at how all the other fighters look, it completely negates that. So now it just seems prejudiced. But at the same time, it makes a lot of sense to me because of some of the other things at play. Because, like I just said on the other end, now I'm using it for the other argument. We know he's had issues with weight cutting. We know that he was getting prepared and not just fat. Muscle is even harder to lose. He was putting on muscle to fight Jiri at 205. He was already physically and mentally prepared to go up in weight. We know that UFC doesn't want to look bad with Paramount. They're going to be like, well, you guys don't have professionals or what? What is this? They don't want to have an anticlimactic moment where they have somebody, the overwhelming, dominant favorite win a bout that he's not even going to be able to go home with. So I'm super split. I don't know.
So it's funny. So I picked Chimaev, right? And it's not like I wanted Chimaev to win over Strickland. I have any hate towards Strickland. I said in the lead up that I feel like this is a fight. No matter who wins, I'm going to be happy. I'm going to be happy for multiple different reasons. But I think we can go down this road if Sean wins. We can go down that road if Chimaev wins. And I think as fans, it's a win-win situation for both of us. Chimaev is the type of guy, for some reason, this guy brings in incredible numbers. Like if I'm just looking on YouTube stats, if I'm looking at my own channel stats, if I put Chimaev involved, unless it's this channel, for some reason it doesn't affect this channel. But if I put, but if I look anywhere else, Chimaev brings massive numbers. So he was the key to this situation here. I mean, with the Kevin Holland fight, right? Like he was supposed to fight Nate Diaz. They put him up away. Like they jumped through so many hoops to keep Chimaev on the card because they know that this guy brings stupid numbers. So while I'm doing the press conference and I'm reacting, I'm telling people, yes, I'm picking Chimaev. I think he's going to get the job done. People are saying, dude, he missed weight. He's a cheat. How could you root for this guy? How could you pick this guy? This guy's going to lose. So immediately I'm like, let's dismiss. Let's say, nah. I'm not going to listen to you guys. You guys, here we go with the conspiracies. I'm the conspiracy guy, not you guys. But then I watched it. Okay. And I did this live. And as I watched this thing, yes, it was bouncing originally. There's no clear evidence of him actually missing weight here. The evidence happens towards the end, right? So if you see him getting on here, Chimaev, right? He gets on the scale. The thing's bouncing back and forth a little bit. It never quite settles, right? So there's no real answer, right? Like we don't know because it's still wobbling, right? We don't know. So to say he missed weight, you're wrong there. But here is where you could be right. Okay, I'm going to zoom in a little bit more. So he's like, he knows he missed weight. Like there's a scale in the background that said clearly, it's a digital scale, by the way. And Aljamain Sterling confirmed this. Every fighter gets on a digital scale before they get on this prehistoric thing that has less accuracy, which I don't know why they do. Well, you know why they do it. Let's be serious. But anyway, they tell him to get back on the scale to flex. And this is where they show he missed it. Here we go. He gets back on the scale, okay? Now, if you look at this, he stays steady on this thing, but it's fucking, how do I get this off? Hold on a second.
I hate that, yeah.
Oh, it's so annoying. But anyway,
Twitter
you can kind of
does
see
that.
it. So it's at 185, right? I'm going to let this play a little bit. And he's been on the scale. It's zooming in. It doesn't move, right? It's hitting the top. It's literally on the top. It's right there. So hold on a second. Let me see if I can point to you to the. Actually, you know what? Let me do this. Hold on a second. Let's get creative here. All right, now my OBS is not working. Good night, everybody. All right, hold on. I'm gonna go to the old draw here. Okay, here we go. I got this feature. I might as well use it, right? If you look.
Wait a minute. That says gift esports. Oh, that's a confirmed AI channel.
Is it?
Yeah. So
there's my little line.
Right now. Everything's wrong. You're seeing.
Look at that there. Look at that line. It's a little. Listen, I'm using the mouse. But anyway, the scale is touching the top, right? And here it says if you look at this is 185 is right over here. Actually, you can't really see. But anyway, that's where the 185 is, and the scale is literally touching the top. He stood on there for a good couple of seconds, and it didn't bounce anymore. It was just stuck on the top when they told him to get back on the scale. When they said he made the weight, so clearly he missed weight. There's not a doubt in my mind. Like, I'll play it again over here so you can kind of see it. And it killed me because, listen, I was trying to defend Chimaev and whatever. So this is the original one, right? He steps on originally. Okay. He steps on, it's wobbling around. Yeah, he made weight, right? It's still bouncing. He made weight. Okay. It's still wobbling all over the place. There's no confirmation there. He could be right. He could be wrong. We don't know. Then he gets back on it. It goes up. Watch this. It goes up and it stays there. It stays up the top. So hold on a second. Get back. Right there. It goes up.
Oh, wait a minute. But if you let it play, I think that's just some extra inertia right there. Like, have you ever stood on a scale? Like, I did this the other day, literally in my bathroom. I stood on a scale and it said I was a certain weight. And then after like a half a second, it went down a pound. You know how like when you initially step on it, it gives you like a little more gravity?
I don't know.
Because if you let it play, he stands on it and then it like pushes to the top real quick, and then as he's about to, like, he kind of, before he gets off, it goes back down.
I mean, I want to say that's the case, but I would say I'd be coping, to be honest. Like, it just...
the official weight for Khamzat Chimaev.
He gets back on,
UFC 328
and it goes up, and now it's more towards the upright over there. It's not going back down. It's going up. I'm telling you, man, and as much as I would love to defend Chimaev, I am genuinely a fan. I like Khamzat. Even with this loss, I'm still a fan of Khamzat. I wasn't happy when he missed weight with the Nate Diaz thing, but it didn't bother me too much because he shouldn't have been fighting Nate Diaz in the first place. You know, there is 100% in my mind they saved. Chimaev didn't make weight on the scale in the back. It's not even just the UFC. The commission's got to be corrupt on this. This is a commission thing. This is not even the UFC, right? So it's more than just.
Dude, I think you just gave me an idea for my next video. Whoa.
Something's not right. Something's off.
Do you know? Okay. This is what I was wanting to talk with people about. Man, I was like in an impossible situation because I made the people think, I made the people at home believe that I picked Chimaev, right? Because I was doing the Sean Strickland. I was trying to sell the event. So I made the people believe that I was, and again, if you're a Sean Strickland fan, you got to be mad at both of us because he did the same thing to sell the fight. Don't be a hypocrite. So I made the people at home believe that I was rooting for Chimaev. So when the fight was over, I felt like I was in an impossible situation because it was like, this fight clearly looked fixed. And no Strickland fan is ever going to agree with me because you just don't agree when your guy won. You just don't. That's how it goes. And of course, by default, everyone's saying it because there was plenty of people in the chat saying, oh my gosh, I've never seen something so fake in my life. This makes me respect Conor versus Cowboy. I've never seen this is like, who did they have direct this fight? Stanley Kubrick? It was ridiculous. This was like the moon landing all over again. It was, but the, haters, cope, same thing. So you could lose a fight. We've seen people lose a fight. We've seen Alex Pereira lose a fight to Magomedov or whatever. We've seen people lose fights and be human, but they don't look like they threw it. They don't look like this completely unrecognizable thing that we've ever seen. It makes no sense how Chimaev looks. So this is what I'm trying to get to. The same people that kept saying, how dare you? This is pathetic. This is lame. You're coping. Everything has to be fixed, right? You think everybody's in on it. How could this be fixed? It's not fixed. Those are the same people that are accusing the whole weight situation of being fixed. It's so hypocritical because those people are saying Chimaev didn't miss weight. Oh, really? Then how come the commission said that he's all good? How come the UFC said he's all good? Why'd they let him go forward? Why'd they let him degrade? Because everybody's corrupt. Because everything is a fix and a work. So you can't say, no, how dare you call this a fix or a work or fabricated in any way? Why not? Because you're saying that him being allowed to fight and that he made weight was. So which is it? You can't have it both ways.
It all comes down to numbers, man. It all comes down. I mean, at the end of the day, Charles Oliveira brings numbers, but I guess he doesn't bring the Khamzat numbers because they stripped Oliveira, right? And they were very strict with that, like 0.5 pounds when they stripped him. Chimaev, clearly, there's something wrong with this. Now, when Dana White was asked about it, he's like, that's the commission, man. Why they should have this scale or that scale. That's all the commission. That's not me. He always pushes the blame there, and he's not wrong. It's supposed to be. It's supposed to be the commission. But I do believe they're all in on it. Chimaev brings the numbers. This fight has to go on. You literally had Sean Strickland get on the mic and say, this guy missed weight. Like, the guy that he is fighting said, hey, guys, I'm still fighting this prick, and he missed weight. He literally was telling everyone. So it's not just the tinfoil hat people. Like, if you're watching this show and you're saying, oh, my God, here we go with the conspiracies again, the freaking challenger said that he missed weight. It's not just
the
us.
guy you're rooting for, your own guy.
Yeah.
America. He said that he missed weight, and therefore everything has to be fixed.
So the question for me is, and now I don't quite think the fight was fixed in this one, but there is a big question here. Why didn't Khamzat shoot? Why didn't he keep shooting? Why did he do it in the beginning? It didn't work out in the second round, but he knows deep inside that he is the better grappler. Sean's good, man. There's no question about it. Sean's really good. But there were situations where Khamzat had openings, and he could have kept on spamming takedowns, whether it was good or bad, whether it worked or it didn't work, whether Sean got up or he didn't get up. Khamzat had the secret sauce and decided to take a couple of rounds off and get jabbed in the face on purpose. Just like walk straight into Sean's jab over and over and over again to say, hey, look, I could take that jab, no problems. And he landed good shots, Khamzat. It's not like he didn't land good shots. He had his own moments. But it just was peculiar. We saw it with Bilal Muhammad where he just changed it. Is it something maybe with these grapplers, maybe perhaps they hear the fans? Maybe they hear the fans saying, hey, all this guy's going to do is hump him. Maybe Khamzat said, you heard Strickland say, this guy's going to dry hump me for 5 rounds, and maybe he wants to prove something. What a terrible time to prove it when you're defending your belt. I never understood why is now the time to prove that. So maybe Khamzat had a brain fart. It's very possible. But to the people out there saying, hey, this is rigged, well, you got to look at that. You got to look at that moment there, and you got to ask Khamzat, well, why did that happen?
So there's a couple different things that you could point to. I think that he does have an ego. He has pride, and he will put emotions over IQ. That's why Khamzat, he has nothing but yes men in his corner. He doesn't have anybody putting him in check. And we know that he abandons the game plan. Look at what he did with Burns. He looked terrible in big moments against Burns because he abandoned the game plan. So there was 2 things that could have gone on in this fight. He is either an idiot that got over emotional and abandoned it and thought, I'm going to strike with this guy and show him what I'm made of. That combined with a bad weight cut and feeling like he didn't have the gas to wrestle. Or again, back to it being a work. We have footage over and over. And it kind of bothers me when he says this. Chimaev says this a lot. He's constantly saying in interviews, I don't care about my belt. I don't care. I only care about money. Give me my money. I make money. Go home to my country, make money. Belt, I don't need belt. He keeps saying, I don't care about the belt over and over. And he says, they asked him the other day in an interview about being undefeated, about retiring undefeated, about having a perfect record. He says, I don't care about wins, losses. I don't care about being undefeated. I don't care about belt. Just give me my money. Money, 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 money. All he cares about is money. So to this guy, the way that he talks, it's like, I don't care. See, here's the differentiator. If he would have missed weight, he would have lost a chunk of his money. He doesn't want to miss weight. But if he loses the fight, there's people who lose fights all the time and they make way more money than the dude that won. So he's like, as long as I get paid, I don't care. And then you look at the little intricacies, like him putting the belt on Strickland. It's like that might keep him from getting murdered by Katie Roth. At least he saved some face there. Maybe that's a little bit of a power move. I'm going to put the belt on you. Hey, I'm going to big brother you. I'm going to bestow you. I'm going to bless you with this. Little things like that can mean a lot, as opposed to him being there crying on his knees. Oh, no, I lost. Be like, here, I'm a warrior. Go ahead and have it for now.
It's funny you say not caring about the belt, because Sean Strickland doesn't care about the belt either. You saw at the media scrum, he basically says, and this is the second time he said this thing is nothing. This is irrelevant. This doesn't mean anything right now. It's just, a piece of junk that I'm sitting next to. Like, he's looking at the belt like it's nothing. Clearly, Khamzat is, like you said, more about the money than the actual physical belt, right? He wants to get paid. When you come from nothing, getting all that money, it changes everything, right? And you're right about the yes men in his corner, Khamzat's corner. So you got to think, what are we watching here? What are we actually watching here? Are we watching two guys give their best, or are we watching two guys trying to collect a check and just trying to get by? Because when you're selling it with all this anger and I want to kill you, I want to lop your head off, and you're a goat fucker, and talking about parents and talking about this and talking about that, it's very confusing as a fan to sit there, because I was jazzed up, man. When this card was going through, the card was okay, and then we got to the co-main, that was fire, and then the main event was just like blue balls. Like, wait, what's going on here? Wait a second, they like each other. I think we need to figure out, what are we watching?
It was like if Moss went to the strip club, and as soon as he walked in, one of the girls tells you that she loves you.
Pretty accurate, yeah. Yeah, what? I don't know. It's weird, man. The whole thing is strange. It really is. So maybe I think to wrap this up in a bow for me, I think Khamzat shit the bed. I think Khamzat basically said, I'm listening to the fans. I'm listening to Sean. I could beat this guy. I actually do like this guy, and I respect this guy, but I want to show that I could outstrike him. I could beat him in his game. And he was a round away from that. He really was. He was close enough. The weird part was all three judges, it was round 3. Round 3 was the round that really effed Chimaev, because all three judges went that way. He shit the bed in the second. He came back in that third round. If he would have shot a couple of times, he could have won that round, and then everything else would have fell into place. But instead, he kept it on the feet. He was trying to go back and forth with Sean's jab, and then by the time he won a round, it was too late. Sean's like, I'm going to finish this out. Third round was the swing for me. And Khamzat didn't show that he wanted to be a champion. He was just there. He immediately tells Dana White that he wants to move up a weight class, basically admitting that he missed weight. He basically said, yeah, I didn't hit that weight. I need to go up. I can't be fighting at this weight. And then after the fact, he says, let me know when you're ready, Sean.
Was that a pun? You said after the fact?
After the
That's
fact.
crazy.
That's just brain rot from
Floridian slip.
Yeah. But yeah, after the fact, he says, I want to run it back with Sean. So wait, hold on. You want to go up a weight class, but you want to run it back with Strickland? What do you want, dude? What's happening here? I don't know. It's weird.
This dude is a mess. He needs that guy back in his corner from Gilbert Burns. Remember the guy? Remember that guy? He was gonna smack him across the face for it, and now he has Armin. Brother, you look beautiful, brother.
Yeah, everything you do is great,
brother.
Yeah,
it was ridiculous, and I want to make it very clear, because I feel like I haven't up to this point. I've watched the fight a few times by now.
Mm-hmm.
I don't think there's a world in which, and I believe you agree, I don't think because I had a lot of people in my chat that disagree with this, and I haven't come out and said this clearly yet. I don't think there's a world in which Chimaev beat Strickland. Some people think this was a robbery. Some people think he should have won. Some people think he. I saw somebody. It made me laugh, and I don't know if he was trying to be funny. I saw some guy, and he's like, "What? Chimaev won 4 rounds to 1," and I was like. Yeah. I thought that was hilarious. I didn't know if it was like a bit or what, but I thought it was funny that someone would have that perspective. But Chimaev, from my perspective, there's no world in which he won that fight. He lost by all metrics because I was putting on a show, but in the moment I was being a method actor. I was rooting for Chimaev, and I was very disappointed. I was very concerned. I knew it didn't feel good. And when it was all over, I had that feeling that I felt many times before. He didn't win. He lost. I knew he didn't win. So the only option is he didn't come through. He failed. He was not better than Strickland that night, or it was a work. There's no reality in which Chimaev won that fight. So I think that is important to talk about.
I wouldn't mind to see them run it back at some point if they can actually get Chimaev.
I think Strickland would murder him.
You think so?
I'm never rooting for Chimaev. Like I've seen everything I need to see. That guy, he was a fraud. He should fight Paddy Pimblett next.
I think it'd be competitive. I think if they can get into Chimaev's head to go back to wrestling, or like and bore the fans, I think he felt it when he fought DDP. Like laying on DDP that much, I think he heard the boos. And I think in this one, he really tried to show people he's something different. I feel like it's a 50-50 between those two, a coin flip, that if they keep running it back, they might have a very interesting trilogy. But the one guy that was super happy about it, this guy over here, it was like Christmas for this dude. Look at this guy.
Yeah, so fight went exactly the way I thought it would. Great fight by Strickland. Like I said, it's so hard to keep that man on the ground. He is incredibly tough to hold down, and he made Khamzat tired, and that's exactly what happened. I knew, and like I said, in the stand-up, he just won't be able to hang with him. So congratulations. I guess this makes me world champion again.
I guess this makes me world champion again. Oh, I have this red thing on the screen. I didn't get rid of this. What is it? I forgot to get rid of that.
Oh, yeah, I saw that. I want to so bad. It hides in your shirt.
Yeah.
It's hidden in the carnage. I want to believe, and I don't really care because I don't like Dricus du Plessis. I want to believe that he's trying to be funny, that he's trying to be tongue-in-cheek and be humorous about it. Because otherwise it's just honestly, I do think that. I think he's trying to be funny. Otherwise, it's just so disgusting. It's jeez.
I mean, yeah, I guess because he technically beat Sean twice. Some will debate the first one. I think he's being serious and goofing at the same time. I think there's a lot of, I think he's so happy because he knows that Chimaev will probably hump the fuck out of him. And what I did think after the fight though was when DDP's corner, his coaches said after that fight that they guarantee that du Plessis can go in there and beat Chimaev in a rematch, we all kind of like laughed it off. We're like, yeah, okay, after that first fight, no way. But then watching this Strickland fight, the first thing I thought of was, well, maybe DDP's coach was right. Maybe they did see something in Chimaev where they could adjust and beat him. Possible. I mean, it's not impossible, but I think DDP's got Sean's number. I think he's totally got Sean's number. It just seemed like it got worse in the second fight, and he's gonna get the fucking belt back if they give him a trilogy. I hope they run it back with Chimaev or Imavov. I mean, but then again, it's like everything's a rematch or a trilogy with Sean now. Like there's nothing fresh anymore. With Fluffy getting knocked out and DeRitter getting knocked down, like what are we doing? He's beating everyone else. Fuck, maybe Sean wasn't the guy to win this. Like,
I mean, Sean's just gonna be at war. His next big fight is gonna be with all his fans. Now they know that he's a big fake phony fraud. He lied to them, and he's not who everybody thought that he was. He's a theater kid.
I want to ask you about this. So Strickland, and this drove me. This is one of the things I think Sean Strickland's a little bit of a hypocrite. I mean, maybe a lot of a hypocrite. And I like Sean a lot. I don't want to come across as a Sean hater. And I'm actually genuinely happy that he got the job done against Chimaev.
Are you talking about the fact that all fight week he said he's a bad man, he's a bad man, he's
The
a bad
bully
man,
thing.
and now about 5 times after he's saying he's a good man?
No,
He's a good
I'm
man.
talking
Okay.
about when Sean Strickland calls people a bully, I want to vomit. When a guy that is a bully screams bully, it's the dumbest thing ever. Like, it makes no sense.
Yes, I was talking with people. I had so many conversations in comment sections where people were like, Chimaev stooped too low, talking about the child abuse, this and that. And I was saying, listen, if it was Taituro, Taitsarato, whatever, that got, abused as a child, and Sean Strickland starts making fun of him out of nowhere. I mean, Chimaev, terrible. What the heck, bro? If Mackenzie Dern was like, oh yeah, I got abused as a child, and Chimaev starts making fun of her. If Dricus Duduplessis was like, oh yeah, I got abused by my dad when I was little, and my coach still abuses me on camera all the time, and no one's even helping me. It's right there in plain sight. And Chimaev starts making fun of it. Like, come on, man. But Sean Strickland is the type of guy that has framed his entire life as being this edgelord, confrontational, aggressive, always going out of the bounds, always being like loud and abrasive and crazy and saying inappropriate things to female interviewers and all this weird innuendo and disrespecting this guy and that guy, using all these slurs. He's opened the door to, all right, this is like the most extreme, crazy. This is like Howard Stern if he did his show in a locker room. It's like, it's the highest level of that kind of banter.
Yeah.
And then when Chimaev talks about it, oh, how dare he? He's such a monster. He's a bully. It's like, dude. And then everybody fell for it.
Yeah,
and it made me so disappointed. This is the community in which we operate. This is how simple they are. I was like in a state of severe disappointment all week, man.
Yeah, it's weird. It is weird, and it just goes to show you that most of us are just fans. Where it's like, if it fits our narrative, we're just gonna go with it. We love this guy so much; he could say whatever. He does no wrong, and it's so. Listen, Sean going back and telling everyone, "Hey, man, I'm sorry, this and that," and he's trying to be a good person. Okay, when all is said and done, if he has kids, he can look back and say, well, at least I told everyone, hey man, it's not good to act in that way, right? So okay, but not now. You're the champion. You're competing right now. Keep it going, bro. Like
yeah.
You're just gonna go to the next press conference and make fun of a fat reporter and tell him this and that, or tell someone he's gay or whatever, which I think is hilarious.
We're not buying it anymore.
Yeah, it's like, dude, it's like you can't flip flop.
I wouldn't be surprised if we found out, like in a month or two, that Sean Strickland is a transsexual. I wouldn't be surprised at this point to find out that he was born a woman. At this point, I don't believe anything anymore.
Yeah, at least Chimaev kind of stays with it. Like, he stays with that feral attitude, and every once in a while, he'll be nice, but there's still something like in his eyes where you're like, okay, this guy could eat babies. There's something wrong with this guy. I want to talk about fucking goats. Where did that come from? Do people actually fuck goats?
Okay, so
where did that come from?
There's two things. I remember the first time I ever heard that in my life, which might be kind of late to the game. I'm 19 years old. I remember the first time I ever heard this was on the 40-Year-Old Virgin.
Okay.
And, I was a lot younger, and you just hear something like that in a comedy movie. Comedies were different around that time. They're actually good. You hear a joke like that, and it's like the most random out of nowhere. And it was like, I laughed, I don't know if you know what I'm referring to. There was this one ethnic dude. I don't even know exactly what he was. I kind of thought he was Indian, but maybe he was like Pakistani or something. I'm not sure. I guess I'm implying right now without saying it that they all look the same to me, and then I made it even worse by elaborating. But he was somebody that was from like a Middle East place, and there was a black dude that would always give some kind of crack about him doing so and so with goats. And I remember just being like, what the heck? Like, he might as well have said like, with a chicken or like a alpaca. Like, it was just so random to me. And then I learned, okay, I guess that's a thing. And then in the comment section, maybe like 2 weeks ago, I was kind of talking about how Sean Strickland's shtick is lame. That, Josh Hokett, Covington, Cejudo, Charles Sonnen, at least they get colorful with it. They rhyme. They actually rhyme. I respect rhyming.
They got scripts.
They have a script. They rehearse it. It's goofy. It's silly. It's endearing. And I said, when Strickland does it, it doesn't feel like that. It kind of feels like it's coming from a real place of hatred, and it kind of feels like he's just using this excuse, this opportunity to be like, oh yeah, I'm just hamming it up, but it's like real stuff coming out. And I was talking about how Chimaev, you know, as bad as it might be, at least he's talking about real stuff. At least he's actually talking about child abuse that happened. And with Strickland, it's like he's just making up like these racial stereotype, you know, ethnic kind of generalities. That's like, do you have footage of Chimaev with a goat? Is there any? You're just, all he had was very stereotypical cultural racial things. And at least the other guy was talking about stuff that was real, was what I was saying. And then someone in the comments was like, oh, that is a real thing. I could tell you for a fact, and I can't remember how he said it. Either he's from that area or he knew people from the area. He's like, and I don't know if this is a joke. Later on, I kind of thought it kind of sounds like he's messing with me. He said they specifically breed goats in that region to have fatter, juicier butts for that. And I was like, there's a world in which I could believe that's true because that's the state of humanity. But also it kind of sounds like somebody was messing with me. That sounds like something that like my brother would have told me when I was little.
Okay.
So I don't know.
Okay. I went to Google on this one because I'm not familiar with bestiality. I'm not like, I've heard about it and apparently it is a thing, but I'm not really plugged into bestiality. The fact that people are so plugged into it, they worry me as well.
There are people out there confused because me and you took a road trip together to watch the Beast movie, but that's a totally different thing.
Yeah, we were very let down when we found out there was when there was no bestiality. How disappointed were we though, right? When we found out. Bestiality, including sexual acts with goats, is a rare form of animal abuse practiced by individuals, typically agricultural settings, and is illegal in most countries, such as incidents. Okay, locations that acts occur, farms. Okay, wait, hold on. Let's see. So, I mean, it's a thing, but it doesn't seem like it's very common. Let's see.
Well, it's just not normalized yet. You know, there's a lot of things that are celebrated and common today that were not common back in the old days. So it's just a matter of time.
Okay, so, yes. Okay, let's see. All right, ready? While specific reports don't exist, such behavior is generally isolated. Examples including incidents reported in Sudan, Brazil,
Could you imagine somebody hurling this same stuff at Charles Oliveira? You goat lover.
I mean, whoa, wait, Sudan and Brazil. So why are we not calling Brazilians goat fuckers? Like that. So literally is what pops.
We got to call more people goat lovers. That's what I'm talking about.
Yeah, it says Sudan. Where is Sudan? I don't even know where that is. A man in Juba was forced by villagers to marry a goat and pay a dowry after being caught engaging in sexual activities with it. Brazil research.
So he had to make an honest man. He had to make an honest goat out of it.
Some rural man engaging in sex with an animal, sometimes involving
Ancient
goats.
Egypt?
Man, this should be on the thumbnail. Yeah, ancient Egypt as well. There's nothing about Chechenians or.
This is fascinating. So it has been appropriated by people in the Middle East, unfortunately. This stereotype belongs attached to the Brazilians and wherever the heck Sudan is.
So if Sean was going to go after Chimaev, I think he should go with inbreeding. Wouldn't inbreeding, I mean, I guess that's the best he's got going
Which
after
I don't understand the big deal with the inbreeding.
Well, Game of Thrones, they do it.
The what?
Game of Thrones, they do it, right? It's no biggie.
I've never seen Game of Thrones.
It's a lot of fucking your uncle.
Too much CGI.
Okay.
I think.
No, those are real dragons.
But let's say you want to get a real dog. There was what?
They're real dragons.
Let's say you. I keep cutting you off. I apologize. I feel like we're on the news and I'm the reporter out there.
No, I believe those are real dragons. I think they're real. Don't ruin it for me.
You are the that's fair. You're the.
They're real.
I always respect the dragons.
I raise them.
Dragon team.
Is that weird?
What's that?
Isn't that weird though? I mean, what's going on here? Why are they the goat fuckers? I don't. Now I'm kind of confused.
What the heck were we saying before that? I forgot. What are we talking about?
We'll move on.
What?
Let's just move on, I guess. I don't know. Is there anything else on this topic? I mean, there's so I could talk about this for hours, to be honest.
Why are we talking about Game of Thrones? What do we? That's gonna drive me crazy when I watch this later. When I watch this later, because I enjoy watching videos about myself, when I watch this later, it's going to drive me crazy that I'm going to see what it was and I couldn't remember in real time.
Hold on a second. I want to. Oh man, what is this? Ariel Helwani. Hold on. He says, "I feel quite strong about you. You cannot do what Strickland did and say the insane, vile things." He said, "Build up." Please tell me we don't agree with this guy.
I feel quite strongly about this. You cannot do what Strickland did and say the insane, vile things he said in the build-up to that fight, then tell seconds after the fight. I was just trying, if you're going to take us on that ride, you have to take us on that ride until the very end. That was the biggest butch. I agree.
No. Oh, God
This is the first time I've ever agreed with the weenie. Wait, Moss, didn't you just say the same thing? That you were upset and disappointed that Strickland bailed, and now it's like, bro, now you're going to try to sell your next fight, and we're not going to believe you.
I can't upload this now. I can't do it. We got to have to delete this. We're going to have to do a whole new recording. This is crazy. People can't see this. I can't believe I agree with this guy.
Oh, you do agree with him? Yeah, that's what I'm saying. Yeah,
but insane and vile. All right, let me try to adjust it. I like Strickland saying insane and vile things. I do. I like it. I just feel like he has to. Like, I guess I agree with the part where he has to commit. Like, he's got to go all in with this. Like, when it's all said and done, then say, "Hey guys, I was just fucking around. I'm sorry for everything I said." When he's retired, Hall of Fame speech, which he will be in the Hall of Fame now. I mean, we got 2-time champion Sean Strickland. But call it insane and vile. I disagree. I think within the fight game, in the lead up, everything's a go. Everything. You just go for it, you know? But don't shake hands before you fight.
Yeah.
Do it after.
I'm glad this came up because I'd like the opportunity to make this clear. I had some people in my own community get kind of irritated with me because I've been saying for a while that doesn't mean I have to, and none of us do. Doesn't mean I have to agree with everything Strickland says, but I like that he does it because he contributes to the freak show.
Yes.
And he makes things exciting. And that's what I want when it comes to fighting. I want a freak show. And I'd have people be like, "Yeah, but look what he says. How dare you? That's awful. He's saying it." And it's like, well, yeah, what do you want him to do? Come in and like they did before the fight and kiss and shake hands and bow to each other? Nobody wants to see that. So, yes, I like the freak show. I like him saying those things. My only complaint this whole fight week was I don't like the way if I'm going to pick at it, I don't like the way he does it.
Mm-hmm.
Because it gets old fast.
Yeah.
Josh Hoke is always coming up with something new and crazy. He goes back and, writes, thinks about it. Sean Strickland, I can hear him for a whole month leading up to the fight. And all he's going to talk about is the same 3 things over and over and over again. It's like, bro, be crazy and vile and insane, but give us more material. Be creative with it. It seems lazy and uninspired. Yeah. And then because of that, he makes himself seem like, oh, he's just racist. He's not even funny because he just keeps saying the same racial things over and over. Expand on it. And if you are going to stay on the topic of race, cool. Come up with some even crazier things that Chechnyans do. Just make something up. Mm-hmm. Some other, like, what do they do? What do Chechnyans do, with like mayonnaise and stuff like that? Like when they're left to their own devices and everybody's at work, like what do they get? What are Chechnyans? Forget about goats. What are Chechnyans going to do with the cat? Like, give us something different to mix it up a little bit. It just gets old. Mm-hmm. And so when I was calling it out, that's when people start saying, "Oh, you're liberal, you're soft." It's like, no, dude. Like, I like the freak show. I like this crazy stuff. I just want to. I guess maybe my complaint is make it even more crazy.
Yeah. It's not like we're saying we don't like it. I mean, it's better than like them just sitting and sucking each other off on stage. That's the worst.
We're gonna find out Saturday night.
Yeah,
we're gonna blow the roof off, fireworks.
Yeah. It's the same nonsense, At least it's gonna be heat. It's gonna be fire. And maybe we're spoiled when we see something, because that press conference was great. At the end of the day, I loved the press conference. Both Chimaev and Strickland, I think they knocked it out of the park. I think what's happening is we have to sit here and nitpick and pick it apart because that's our job. Like, if he does this, it could be even better, So I think that's what it is. We look at it in that light.
We have to be critical. Or else we wouldn't be here. What are we gonna do?
We're not saying don't do it. Yeah, but then it was. I think we all feel the same way. Even if you like Sean Strickland and you love the way the lead up went down for him, you have to admit when they touched gloves before the fight, you felt deflated. I don't think any person out there, even Dana White, was probably like, "Really? You're gonna do it now?" Like, after the fight, fine. I like to be right, but not that right. Like that was crazy. I was like, damn, man, wait, save it, so I can say I told you so, not before the fight. Because here I am saying I told you so, and now here's Khamzat shooting for a takedown. I'm like, wait.
And I didn't wait. Me too. I didn't. It's not like I waited till the 5th round when I could see how things were going to be like, I think something's fishy here. As soon as they were touching gloves, and it's on my stream, and I'm gonna have to go back to it and use some of it in the video that I'm making right now. As soon as they were doing that, I went, "Oh no, what is this?
Yeah,
this doesn't look right." And the very, very first action of the fight, the very first thing that was thrown, was the fakest, most pathetic, half-hearted, underwater-looking kick thrown from Chimaev that was like, are they in a play? What are they doing? What was that? And then coming from Khamzat, it was like, this doesn't seem real. And then a lot of the shots and stuff just seem like, this is like take care of your partner kind of actions. What am I looking at? It was, and I was calling it out verbally from the start, like something is going on here. It looked very fishy from the start. And again, for everybody that says, how dare you, I can't even take you serious anymore, you lack all credibility when you jump to conclusions and act like a conspiracy theorist, remember, you're saying no, there's no way it's not fake, when you're the same people that are saying that Chimaev missed weight, but this fake commission and UFC is still allowing the fight to go on with no repercussions. So pick a lane.
Yeah, I want to move on into the just briefly touch on some of the other stuff here, because there were interesting stories. Like when you're looking at this card, there have been ups and downs, and man, I wish we got to touch on this Brady thing over here, because I think that was rigged. I don't know, man.
How dare you? How dare
found
you?
out
Juan Buckley is the sham.
We found out Buckley didn't even train wrestling. There's a video of him saying, I didn't even train wrestling once in the lead up to this fight. And then the line movement, where the people in your chat talking about the line the whole freaking, until we got to this fight, everyone was like, watch what happens. Buckley wound up being the favorite. It was Sean Brady was the favorite. Sean Brady was the favorite. Then quick line movement right before the fight got going. They contacted Sean Brady and said, hey, are you okay? Are you injured right now? The line changed. And Sean's like, what are you talking about? His team didn't tell him what was going on. Sean's like, no, I'm going to F this guy up. And then Buckley goes out there and fights like that. Whoa, and then Sean Brady wins by a decision plus money. Like, he was the favorite. Now he's the underdog. If anyone's going to put a tinfoil hat on, this is the one. This was crazy, man. Crazy.
Well, I do think that Sean Brady is the future of the division. I think that Juan Stuckley is a sham, and I think he got fraud checked. I think that Brady hopped on that what we call in our community Mount Hushmore. He mounted him and gave him the Donkey Kong, the danga. It was a beautiful thing to see, man. He played him like a drum. I think Juan Stuckley, what I call him Juan? I think Joaquin Stuckley didn't train wrestling because he knew that it was a futile exercise.
Why do you think, I got a question for you, because I was screaming about this. Why didn't Sean Brady, when he had him mounted multiple times, where were the elbows? Like, he threw a couple, but he instead rather throw punches off the forearms? What was that about?
I don't know, man. Joaquin's a strong dude. He has some crazy upper body strength. My only guess would be you're gonna have to, like, chop your range in half when you start getting closer with some elbows. And if you close that distance, there's a good chance Joaquin would have grabbed onto him and created a kind of a stalemate so that they could get stood back up. That's what I feel like fighters do a lot of the time when they try to keep that distance, because we see it very often when they get in there, either trying to throw elbows or trying to get submissions when they're maybe not the best submission artist. The dude from the bottom just stalemates them, grabs them. Maybe they try to get something working from the bottom, or they just hold on to them so that they could get stood back up.
there was a moment where Keith Peterson, actually a couple of moments, where, I mean, once you got someone in that mount, right, especially the way Brady had him, he had the locks under the legs as well, so Buckley wasn't going anywhere. My wife could put me in that position, and she'll be on top, and this is not sexual. Like, we fuck around, and I'm like, all right, let's see if I can get out of this. It's tough. With a woman, like when they have those locks under the legs like that and you're mounted, it's not easy to get out of that.
I don't know if I'd admit that on the video, but okay,
I couldn't get out of it. I couldn't. Then my daughter, who's 5 years old now, she did the same thing. Couldn't get out of it. It was crazy. But and she couldn't even reach. But you got Buckley on top of you in that position. There's no way you're getting out of that. So anytime I saw Buckley in that position, I was like, oh, it's over, man. He's gonna finish this dude. And he was throwing. He was like posturing up, and he's like he had a shake weight in both hands. Like, it was. I felt like I was watching like an aerobics video. And Keith Peterson, if you watch it back, Keith Peterson's like, you would think at that point, Keith Peterson's like looking. Am I gonna stop this thing? Yeah. He was bored out of his mind. He was just like looking at him. And I'm sitting there like, what's happening right now? Why is this decision? And I was asking in the chat, what's the prop on, Sean by decision on this? I feel like Sean could have finished him. And I know Buckley's a tough guy and whatever, but when you got that mount for 3 straight rounds, you mean to tell me there's no other moves here that we can get? Like elbow the motherfucker, try to, I don't know, change to another position if that's not going to work? Or instead it's just sitting there throwing shots off a guy's forearms? Like, it was crazy to watch, man.
There are times when it's funny and times when it's convenient for each of us to call certain things rigged. Mm-hmm. Because, if something didn't go our way, it's rigged. If it's funny, it's rigged. If sometimes there is a real suspicion, like maybe right now, like some things just look weird.
Well, if they didn't contact him about the line movement, I probably never would have said anything. I would just be like, Buckley's a complete tomato can. But the fact that Sean Brady got called, I had like the spotlight was on that fight, for me.
Things like that making it even worse, like emphasizing it like that.
Yeah.
I feel like these things are starting to happen often enough that it's kind of disappointing, because there's a big part of me, even though those moments are fun, when we call rigged, it is disappointing to slowly but surely get to the realization. I know I talk about it a lot and I make fun of it, but man, it is kind of sad when we realize I think all of it really is just one big work. Mm-hmm. And it makes it not be as enjoyable as it used to be.
Yeah, if you really watch these fights, there are times where you're like, wait, what's going on? Think about this too. Buckley is ranked lower, right, than Brady. So Buckley, this doesn't hurt Buckley at all. Like, if he got a call saying, hey, I'm going to give you a big bag of money, just take a flop on this one. The line's going to move. We need Brady by there's a prop bet that everyone's jumping on. Where's Buckley at? Buckley is at Where's Joaquin? Where the hell is it? He's at 9. So Sean Brady's at 6. He's at 9, right? So if Buckley was at 6 and Sean Brady was at 9, okay, why the hell would Sean Brady do anything wrong in that fight, right? Buckley has to protect that spot. Buckley losing this, he's still going to stay around 9. He's not moving anywhere. He's going to stay exactly where he is in the rankings. This loss doesn't do anything, and he just gets right back on the horse. I mean, he could have got a phone call by Mr. I'll break your kneecaps. You know what I'm saying? No. And saying, hey, bro, you don't have to train wrestling. Just go in there, just let this thing go the distance, and then I live to see another day. We'll give you a fat bag of money. It's not an impossibildy, especially after watching that transpire, because, Keith Peterson was eating a snack watching this thing. Like, I'd never seen anything like it. Like, Brady was so dominating where it's just like, how are we not finishing this motherfucker? I don't know. It was just weird. It was weird.
It is weird for us to look at a sport like boxing that has seemingly been around forever. And everybody jokes about how, like, has it ever been a secret how corrupt it is? Mm. And it's like, you guys are really going to act like that's impossible to have infiltrated MMA? How naive can you guys be? It infiltrates everything. It's infiltrated boxing. It infiltrates the NBA. It infiltrates churches.
Yeah.
What organization
Everything.
doesn't experience corruption?
Yeah.
So, but people act like, no way, the MMA could not. These fighters would never do that. The people at the top could never. So you're gonna make fun of Dana White all the time, Ari Emanuel, say all these guys are just these gremlins, these terrible, shady dudes. But when the idea comes up, things might be corrupt. No way, never. Okay.
Yeah, it's impossible, especially when they're already
delusional.
investigating. When people are getting phone calls and Dana White's getting a phone call about a fight. You know, you bring up boxing. It was funny. I had we went to a baseball game for Mother's Day. Hopefully, your wife had a happy Mother's Day, and everyone in the chat. Oh,
yeah.
You missed it. Oh shit.
When is this recorded? I don't think that matters. Never mind.
You know what's crazy? My mom, we took her to a baseball game, and my wife, and then we came home, played games, and I had Zuffa boxing on in the background. But anyway, my mom got the shaft, I guess. But Zuffa boxing had Shane Mosley Jr. fighting. I don't know if you even knew this, right? I didn't know it. I just had it on
after the fact.
Yeah, I had it on. It was good. The co-main and main event, it was good. 2 finishes. It was actually, I was surprised. They had this Italian kid in the co-main, got beat up by this little Spanish kid. It was fun to watch. And I sat there, I was like, I might have to get back into this. I don't know, maybe that's corrupt too. Who the hell knows? I mean,
oh, it has to be, yeah.
Yeah. But it was kind of entertaining. I don't know. Anyway, you said boxing and it just made me think of that.
Even we're corrupt. I mean, there's people holding out still believe, like even me and MOS are corrupt. Like,
you know what? You're not wrong.
Realize
that is true. After this stream, I gotta answers to some people or upload or forget. Anyway, speaking of corrupt, I'll throw another one at you here. I know this one might be a stretch, may not be. They had the co-main event between Van and Tatsuro Taira. International. I mean, I got to be honest with you. I mean, Joshua Van bringing the Myanmar audience and Tatsuro Taira bringing the Japanese audience. Either way, the UFC has something good here. I think they wanted Taira to win, to be honest, because they were talking about, hey, bringing him to Japan, headlining a card, doing a whole thing. That fell apart once Van won. Tatsuro Taira might be one of the most exciting fighters at flyweight, but it comes at a cost. This man is a human punching bag. He just walks forward into combinations and says, I can take all the punches. Like, he just walks in there and gets smashed up by Joshua Van. It goes to the final round. It was a great fight. I mean, phenomenal fight. And then the ref steps in and stops it. A ref I've never even seen before. Never seen this guy before. And when I watched it in real time, I was like, decent stop. And then everyone in the chat was like, rigged! Everyone was losing their minds. I was like, whoa. Okay, all right, give me a second, guys. Give me a second. They show the replay. I was like, oh. They stopped it early. What the fuck?
Never even saw that ref before. And then I started researching him. I think he's one of the dudes that was on that Artemis mission. I've never seen, I don't know where this dude came from. It's just, I watched it. It was crazy. First of all, Tatsuro Taira is an idiot. And I dubbed him as the Japanese zombie. It's like this whole fight was his audition for The Walking Dead. It was ridiculous. He has the fight IQ of Khamzat Chimaev. It was embarrassing. And I don't like Joshua Van. I don't like Joshua Van. I wanted Tatsuro Taira to win.
Me too.
Badly. And it looked like he was going to win and like he could have won. But he was fighting like Bobby Green with his hands down and just taking everything to the face. And he turned his back. Like, I would think that referee would have understood. I've seen how this guy fights the whole fight. So what he was witnessing in those last moments when he stopped it was not a departure from the way that guy was fighting the whole fight. It was indicative of his fighting style. It wasn't an incident where, I think this guy's fading. I think he's in trouble. He was moving like that the whole fight. And if it's a matter of, he's not intelligently defending. He turned his back and he straight up ran away. Do people forget when Israel Adesanya was fighting El Mero Mero? He actually used the referee as a screen, like if it was an NBA game, and he ran around the referee and hid behind the referee. Do people forget when John Jones literally turned his back and ran away from Thiago Santos and Dominic Reyes? Do people forget when Conor McGregor turned his back and ran away from Nate Diaz? People do that. They do it all the time. They try to catch their breath. They turn around and they run. I just saw someone doing, I can't remember who it was, very recently in a big fight, maybe a couple of events ago. People do that all the time. So this dude turned his back for a couple moments. He was about to turn back around and go for a takedown. It made no sense. And I don't think we saw anything special from Joshua Van. It seems like he has heavy hands. if you allow him to just rock him, sock you. But I think this is good news for Pantoja. If they actually let him fight, he was ready to come back and fight, but they didn't want him to because they wanted that Asian on Asian violence. Pantoja was ready to go, and they said, "Nah, it's okay. We don't need you right now."
I have people in my community that are big Joshua Van fans, and I was never sold. This fight was perfect for him because he had a guy that was willing to be a punching bag. Like Tatsuro was like, he put his head on a tee and Joshua went, bah, bah, bah. He's got great combinations, Joshua Van. Like, and his takedown defense is pretty solid. Because
I mean, we all got great combinations on the punching bag.
Yeah, it's true. Well, maybe not me, but yeah, I tell you, Van looked good. Like 24 years of age, didn't really have a scratch on his face. Waited for Tyra to make the most ridiculous decisions and just teed off on him. I was impressed that he could get out of the ground attack from Tyra because Tyra's a beast on the ground, and Van was able to score him out of those situations. He had a lot of poise for a 24-year-old. I do think they brought him up a little bit too fast, but with that win right there, I might be wrong about Joshua Van. He might go in there and stop Pantoja. He might. I'm not saying it's going to happen. I'm not saying it's going to happen, but I might be a believer. I might be. Pantoja is a beast, and Pantoja most likely will win, but Joshua Van is a live dog. I would say he's a live dog in that fight. And with Tatsuro Taira, there's no such thing as a Japanese champion. It's just never going to happen. I'm convinced that we're never going to see that in the UFC. The ship has sailed. When that ref stepped in and stopped that fight, I was disappointed when I saw the replay. And here's the thing that really stood out to me. Did you think there was a 10-8 round in that fight? From your knowledge, from what you recall?
I would say, wasn't it? It would have been, if I had to guess, I'd say round 3, right?
Okay. Well, you're right. I did not see a 10-8 round, to be honest with you. I saw a solid round, but I never...
He took a beating in that round.
He got beat. But I don't know if I saw a 10-8 there. And then when I saw the scorecards, it was pretty interesting because, yes, round 3, the 2 judges scored 10-8 for Joshua Van. Now, I didn't score. I thought it was 10-9. He did get lumped up, but I don't know. I need to see, I don't know. I need to see a lot for a 10-8 round. I feel like I don't give him out as much on my own scoring. But anyway, 2 judges had 10-8. So, according to this, Tatsuro Taira, well, he had to get the job done in this round. Like it was bad news for the Tatsuro Taira train over here. He had to get the job done. And if Tatsuro would have won this round, one judge would have had it split, right? Sal D'Amato. So say if he somehow came back in this round and then all of a sudden Tatsuro gets him down and he's going for submissions and somehow has a comeback in this round, that would have been even there. Cologne, he would have never won on that card. And then this one over here, Almeida was even going into the final round. So if he would have given it to Tatsuro Taira in that round, he could have actually won this fight. Even with the 10-8s in that third round. Very fishy. You had Keith Peterson, who was on the card, not doing the co-main event. You had Herb Dean in the main event, and you had some complete nobody doing the co-main event. So
that's weird.
It's very strange, right? Super strange.
That is very weird. And that ref looked a little bit Asian, right? Do you think he's from...
He's from Jersey.
If you ask me, he looked a little bit more like Joshua Van than Tatsuro Taira.
Yeah, maybe I was Van's brother or something. I don't know. But great fight. And I think Tatsuro Taira is cursed. I honestly think that this guy's never going to be a champion, and it drives me nuts because he might be my favorite flyweight. I get so hyped when this guy's fighting. I love watching Tatsuro.
Everybody, you don't want trash talk. Everybody.
Thank you, everybody. He's just like screaming, I want to thank everybody. Freaking lunatic.
I 100% think that dude was a J-pop singer, and his country forced him to be a fighter.
J-pop. Yeah.
Yeah, I think he's an idiot. I don't think he's ever gonna do well. I will never believe in that dude. I will never believe in Chimaev again. Chimaev is dead to me. Mm-hmm. He's as dead to me as he is to Ramzan Kadyrov. Yeah, it was disappointing.
I want to just go on one more guy on this card, and then we'll wrap this thing up. But I do want to talk about Cortez Acosta losing to Volkov. Volkov says
that made me sad.
I'm gonna leg kick the shit out of you. I mean, good game plan, boring as hell.
Boring. You go cry for a title shot after that. You should have had it before. You should have. You beat Gain, but this wasn't how you get it now. That was terrible.
Yeah, it was a little too safe.
We were all playing. We grew up all playing Where's Waldo. He was saying Where's Waldo's leg. He was looking for that leg. He was reading a different book.
I was so impressed by Amasov. Because I think Joel Alvarez, who was a dog in this fight.
It's very timely.
Yeah, right? I wonder if he saw the movie. He looked so good. Former Bellator champion going in there. And Joel Alvarez is a beast, man. And going there and just making him look like an amateur in there. I went from favoriting Alvarez to unfavoring this guy and going to Amasov. I really want to see what he can do, man. He's good.
I'm going to be honest with you, Moss. I completely missed this fight in its entirety.
Okay.
Because when this fight was going on, I was having a heated debate with the chat about how the God of the Islamic Quran is indeed not the God of the Bible. And I was very distracted. But I did hear that it was amazing. And isn't that the one where one of the dudes was breakdancing?
He's good, man. Yeah.
That's all I know about it. Wait, was it Amusab that was breakdancing?
Yeah, dude. I was like, where did this come from? Yeah. I was pretty good, too. He hit the Tony Ferguson.
I gotta make that edit.
Yeah, that would actually be pretty good. I want to show you the shorts here for the White House card. And by the way, this weekend is Ronda Rousey versus Gina Carano. I guess subscribe to Mexican Martial Arts and MMA Holes for more content on that. But let's look at these shorts. It looks so crazy seeing, especially the guys outside of the U.S., rocking the red, white, and blue. I want to know what you think about this over here.
Yeah, that's interesting.
Yeah, so I mean, Gaethje, of course, he's American, but scroll back over here.
I like them. They look great, actually.
Ilya feel good. So we're gonna stop on this real quick. So you got Pereira, dude. It looks so weird, man. Him rocking the Alex Pereira. Dude,
it does look weird.
I feel like it's back to the slave days. When I saw this, I was like, are these guys like, I don't know. You know what I'm saying? Like they force them to wear whatever they want. They throw them out in the field, pick the cotton. Like it feels
That's true.
Right. Like it's like, I feel like this is kind of, I don't know. Let the guys wear their flags. You know, I don't know who, like, why do they?
I feel like Ilya likes it. He's out here collecting flags, man.
Yeah.
He's trying to be as ethnically diverse as possible. He's trying to be Spaniard. He's trying to be Georgian. He's German. He's trying not to be German. He's trying to hide it from the world. He's trying to be American. Dude,
we're really forcing a red, white, and blue on these guys, and I mean, it's like puffing out our chests here. This is about the USA, and listen, I'm with it. Yeah, okay, but it just feels weird at the same time. I'm going to see Ilya walking red, white, and blue. I don't know, a little strange there. I do like the belt though. You see that belt?
The belt is cool. I can't believe when I was seeing people hating on the belt. What is it supposed to look like?
That shit looks fire.
What else are they going to make the United States, the Freedom 250 belt look like?
Dude,
Come
that looks
on,
good.
People.
So even whoever wins the interim strap is at least going to get a really cool looking belt. Like that shit looks fire. Now I'm starting to realize, okay, this is why they changed the belt. Because now they could customize it for certain things. Whereas the old belt, you can't touch that old belt. That old belt was classic. Don't touch it. It's not broken. Whereas this belt kind of broken, but now I get it. You could modify it. It's open to modification. So they were thinking a couple of steps ahead when they put this belt together. And I got to say, this is fire. And I could see future events where they're having novelty things go on, where they're adjusting, throwing certain flags on there. I love this belt. Not sure how I feel about the fight gear. I mean, maybe you have a different opinion on that, but the belt I love.
I heard that in Is it in June or July for the Pride Month when they have Morales fight? They're gonna put the Pride flag on the belt for one of them. I'm not sure if that was. I saw it on Reddit. I don't know if that was factual or not.
Look at Cyril Gane. Cyril Gane rocking the red.
Hey, he's looking beefy right now.
Yeah, he's jacked up.
He's keeping it tight like a toiga, bro. Dang,
Pereira's
looking all like, dude, and Pereira is just looking like. Would you call him a hunk of cheese last time or something?
Yeah. It looks like a hanker for a hunk of cheese. Alex, he's just like, yeah, he's like a block of cheese.
He's got that hankering for sure. Look at that, man. He's got that Alexander Volkov midsection.
It's crazy when you see them, right?
He's got that hourglass figure now.
Yeah. I tell you, I mean, muscles don't win fights, but I got to be honest with you. Like, I would love to see Chama win. I really would. But I think here's the thing. I can't stand Cyril Gane, but it'd be so funny if he wins because I know a lot of.
He's 100% gonna win. Yeah.
I'm starting.
Chamalanga Ding Dong has no chance in there. Like Cyril Gane can have this build and still move like a welterweight. Like it's crazy. Pereira he couldn't even move like a middleweight when he was a middleweight. That dude moves like Frankenstein. He always has the weirdest, and I know people bring up, didn't you see his kickboxing days and how good of a kick? But I don't know. Maybe that's why he moves the way he does now. Maybe he had too many fights as a kickboxer.
Yeah.
I don't know, but he doesn't move like Cyril Gane. He probably has too many miles on him now. Because
it's an MMA fight, I think this does seriously, and it's at heavyweight. This does favor Gane tremendously. But yeah, that stiff rock'em sock'em robot, like if he catches you, you're in trouble. But I don't know if he is gonna catch him. I mean, he's just too flowy at that. It's crazy a guy like this size moving like that. It's pretty nuts.
Here's what I learned, and I've said this a lot already with Pereira. The main thing that Pereira has had for years now is that aura.
Mm-hmm.
That's what it is. When you actually watch his fights and see how penetrable he is against people like Khalil Roundtree and stuff like that. I think that was a little bit racist. I'm not sure. When you see him fight people like Roundtree and, Magomedov, even if you don't want to count that, like there's clearly gigantic holes in his game. Anyway, what I'm trying to say is I think what he got off of for so long and got into his opponent's heads was off that aura intimidation factor. And it's the same thing for Chimaev. His fights are never going to be the same again. It was enough. We saw enough with Burns and Usman. After this, Chimaev, it's over. I don't care if he wins another fight or two. It's over. That era's over. He's not that guy anymore.
Here's how I think
Makhachev would murder him.
I think Pereira, there's an exception because the way he lost to Adesanya, I thought that was it. When he was on that mat and Adesanya was firing those arrows in it, I thought that it's over. The Pereira train is done.
Well, also, by the way, I was kind of thinking about it last night when I was working on my script. Maybe another instance where someone put somebody over because he was going to another division. Maybe that's why Pereira was like, so, hey, we're homies. I love you. They're all buddy. Now he didn't even care.
Damn, I tell you what. You better get that. You better get that hat ready, man. It might. All right, I got a question for you here. Do you think? Okay, who are you rooting for? Okay, this is where the comment section is going to really see the true Jesse here. Not who is going to win. Okay, I want you to give your hand on the Bible. Are you rooting for Pereira or Cyril Gane?
Gane.
Okay, there we
Cyril
go.
Gane. I have the Pereira fatigue.
Yeah.
I don't know what it is. It's like I don't hate Pereira. I really don't. But I just have this thing within me that when somebody just makes somebody out to be like a god and they love him so much, and I've heard Chama too many times now, and it's like I don't even want to have nothing to do with that. I want to go for the underdog now. I want to go the other way now. I just get so exhausted with all that. I just feel like it's been too much. I feel like I used to like Pereira a lot.
Mm-hmm.
And again, I don't dislike him, but I used to actively like him a lot because I liked the stoic thing. I thought it was cool. I thought he kind of came out like Mike Tyson used to back in the days, just very intimidating and serious. And when he started doing all his stuff with Nina Chama, and he started talking too much, he started being silly. He started doing the steak sponsorships and dancing around his house and Chama, all this. It's like, oh, you became self-aware and you're in on the meme now. And now you kind of think you're cute and charming. You're kind of like, before, the moment someone becomes self-aware and they buy into their own thing, it kind of ruins it.
Nina drama ruined Strickland and she ruined Pereira. It's the Nina effect. It's like
and Armin.
Yeah.
I'm still a big Armin fan. I'm holding on to that one. I like Armin. But she makes people unlikable. Like
she's trying to humanize these guys, and we like the allure. We like the like, what are these guys really? Now, guys like Hokit could get away with it. We've seen him break character, but it's so over the top that he can get away with that. Whereas Chama, when he was just Chama, actually, I will say this: when he stood up at the press conference when Hokit was going after him, and Chama just slowly stands up and looks at him, I thought that shit was fire. Like, I thought it was cool.
Honestly, when that happened, I I don't feel this that often, but I was actually worried. I was concerned at that point. I thought Hoke was gonna knock out Pereira. At that moment, I actually felt, because again, I don't hate Pereira, and I felt bad for his safety in that moment.
Yeah. Yeah. I mean, I enjoyed watching that. It's weird. I've had a love-hate relationship with Pereira where when it came to killing Izzy, I was all about it. And then, yeah, like you said, ever since he started getting more goofy and stuff like that, I was like, man, I'm not for that. But with that being said, my dislike for Cyril Gane, even though I'm probably going to pick Gane. Maybe I'll change my mind. I don't know. I can't do it. I want Pereira to win. This is another situation where I think I could pull the positive out of both situations, because if Gane wins, it's fucked up for the hard, like those crazy lunatic fans that love Chama, and it's messed up for the UFC. Like Gane winning this fight is not the UFC's plan. So there's a part of me that's like, "Ooh, that's gonna be fun to watch," you know.
I love that mayhem.
But if Pereira wins, I would love to see him standing over Gane, knowing that Gane has been the eye poker. Gane's bored me a lot as well with some of his fights. And he's just too nice. He's too, I don't know. He's too like, oh, thank you for everybody. You know, like it's like, all right, dude, I get it. You're a nice guy. I get it. Meanwhile, it's bullshit. You're eye poking all these guys, whatever. But there's something I can't stand up. Maybe he's French. I don't like French people. I have no idea what it is. But yeah, either way, I think I could pull the positive out of it on this one. But I'm going to be rooting for Pereira. I do want to see him.
I don't know what's wrong with me. I don't know why I started to like Gane. I used to not like him.
Okay.
He's like, the wood chipper of the division, just putting guys out of commission with his eye pokes, and it could get frustrating. But I think maybe I allowed myself to be okay with it because, like, okay, so he pokes Tomas Aspinall in the eyes, and, that thing's terrible or whatever. And then Tomas Aspinall somehow makes himself the bad guy in that situation.
Yeah.
And becomes one of the most annoying dudes ever. And then it's like, well, if there's these two dudes in the situation and Tomas Aspinall has made me dislike him so much, it's almost made me feel by default like I like this guy now.
Yes.
And it's just like I don't know how to feel now. And now I kind of like the mayhem of how funny it would be of this dude that everybody hates would win.
Yes,
and I kind of like that.
I get it. I understand that. Yeah, Cyril Gane, if you want to give him credit for something, he literally exposed Tom Aspinall. Like, I like Tom. I didn't hate Tom Aspinall. Honestly, I would love to see Tom beat John Jones. That'd be hilarious to me. But all of a sudden that happened, and I was like, wow, this is who Tom really is. I'm not into this dude. So yeah, Cyril Gane single-handedly exposed who Tom Aspinall really is, right?
And before that, he was beating the heck out of him. Forget the eye poke.
That's true. I mean, he was beating him up.
Bloodied up and tired and exhausted and confused. And
you're not wrong about that. Well, Jess,
I kind of feel like Aspinall leaned into the eye poke just to get out of the fight because it wasn't looking good for Aspinall.
Who wins, Ronda Rousey or Gina Carano?
I gotta say Ronda. I mean, obviously the people's choice is Gina Carano and the Cochino's choice and all that, but I think Ronda.
Ronda?
I think she's just gonna somehow put her on the ground and it's gonna be a wrap. I'd like Gina to win, but
well, I tell you what, I'm with you. I think Ronda's gonna win as well, but I guess to really find out, you're gonna have to watch next week what we really thought about that card.
I think Gina wins the hearts of the people.
Have you ever pleasured yourself to Gina Carano?
I don't know what that means.
Me neither.